Hello, welcome to Body Nests. So we're exploring the head, the rib cage and the pelvis and having a sense of nests, spring, trees and the human body. So a gentle sway side to side. Allowing the weight to transfer into the right. So the left leg then coming heel to ankle. The arms, palms touching above the head. So a sense of linear tree. If you want to balance, you can come up. And then we bring that down. Opening the arms now with the qigong tree. And then drawing with your arms a sense of nest. A bird's nest you might see or find in a tree. And bringing the hands to the head. The human crow's nest. Having a sense of its dimension. A nest, a container for the brain and the sensory organs. Then we'll come and feel the container of rib cage. A nest for the heart and the lungs. And we take that down to the pelvis. A nest container for intestines, bladder, reproductive organs, or the space where they once were. Settling the hands here, softening the knees, and finding some circular motion. Letting the hands stay here and finding the circling now for the rib cage. So we're going to the left first, forwards, side and back. So there might not be very much movement here. You might feel some or hear some clicks. We'll let that settle. And then for the head, so the chin comes down. Feel the weight of the head. Keep the knees soft to transfer weight down to the earth. And then head to the left, lifting up and back to the right and down. Again. One more time. Letting the head just have a sense of weight here. Taking the left hand and squeezing the neck at the back. And then allowing the head to sit comfortably at the top of the spine. As we come into our first flow. So with nests, we associate birds. We're taking the weight into the right leg. We are then letting the left leg come up with the arms. One and two. This leg then can either rest on the floor in front of the other foot, it can rest on the foot, or it can come up above the knee and finding a sense of stalk. As we come out, the leg now comes behind. We have more wing movement forwards and back. Then as we come forwards this time, we're just stepping the back leg in. Both arms come out wide. You can stay here or take the foot off a little, or you might be able to come into a deeper warrior three. Then the leg comes down. Both arms up. Pelvis forward a little bit to create an extension. Arms down. And then to the other side. So the weight is into the left. We're finding our swoops. Our variation on the stalk, either the foot in front down, on the other foot, or above the knee. A bend in the support, the arms coming back. And this leg coming back too. We find the forward and back wings. And then this time, we take the weight forward, the arms come out. The back foot comes in a little bit. We might stay there, we might lift a little, or we might come into the deeper warrior three. From here, bringing that leg down and in, arms up, pelvis forwards for a small back extension. And then we come right back to the beginning. So weight shifts. Weight into left, coming to find the tree with the right. So the foot can stay down. It might come up, calf, a bit higher. And we bring that down, hands to heart. Soften through the knees. Qigong tree. Nest of head. Brain container. Rib cage. Heart and lungs. Nestled here. And pelvis. Intestines. Bladder. Reproductive organs, or the space where they once were. Settling the hands, softening the knees. This time circling towards the right first. That settles. And the same now with the rib cage. So to the right, forwards, left and back. And arms to the sides. Chin down towards chest. Softening through the knees, feeling the weight dropping through the feet into the earth. And then head. Right. Lift up and back. Left down, feeling the weight. And then the next time that the head is weighted down, taking the right hand, squeezing. And release. So we have one more flow here in standing. At some points, my back might be towards you. So find your own way with this. If you want to actually move your mat and have it sideways on, that could help. So we start in this parallel position. The weight into the right, and we're just taking a lift up. No arms this time. Then we're swinging slowly the leg back. We're taking the same arm as leg. It's coming down, and we're into this twisted lunge. Then the arm comes down. We step the back foot flat down. We come and we're finding our warrior two. From warrior two, we come into the happy warrior. The wide angle position. Then from here, we're coming down, bending that back leg, finding our warrior one. The arms come down. We lengthen the front leg. We bend it. We curl the back toes under. And we just hop the foot in, keep it flat, and stay with a folded pyramid. We then walk the hands round, and we have a wide forward fold. Now, you can stay here. Some of you might be able to widen and lower. See what feels good for you. Then we're going to bring the legs in. Bend through the knees. Roll back up. Come in. And get ready to do it on the other side. So, it's the right leg. It's coming up, staying in position. And then we're slowly bringing it through. So this is when you're going to see more of my back. The same arm as leg is coming down. We twist and the opposite arm comes up. This arm comes down. We hop the foot in a little bit, flatten it, and then try to find a warrior two. From warrior two, we arc back. And then into the wide angle. So this arm is quite light here. And then top arm down. We bend the back leg. We find our low warrior one. The arms come down. We lengthen as far as comfortable the front leg. We bend it. We tuck the back toes under. Try to hop the foot in so we can have a fold in a pyramid. You might need to have your knees bent here. You might be able to be lengthened. If your legs are lengthened, let them bend. And then walk your hands around for a wide-ish forward fold. If you want to try and extend the legs a bit more, please do. whichever position you are in, then just let the heels and toes bring you back so you can roll up all the way back into parallel. Notice how you're standing. How this might have changed since when you started. And then we'll make our adjustments down onto hands and knees. So I will also need to change my camera angle. If you need a drink, if you need blocks or cushions, it's a good time to get them. So we're starting with the nest of the pelvis. It's coming to the left to create some circles. It takes a pause. We're going to do the same with the rib cage. So it's going to the left, we'll take it up and over to the right and down. And we're taking that into arcing up and down. So feel how the head, pelvis, and rib cage connect here. Let that settle. And then coming up to a high kneeling position. So you will lose my head, or most of it. We're bringing the hands to the back of the rib cage, supporting there. We're letting the pelvis come a little bit further forward. We're lengthening through the neck. From here, we're into a high child, forehead, and then we use the pelvis to push onto the crown and back. The next time you're on the forehead, settle here. And then as you come out, returning to hands, knees, let the toes curl under. So our first flow here into a downward facing dog and walking out the legs. Let that settle. So I'm just needing to move a little bit further forward. So from here, you can bend the leg. You might decide to lengthen it right up, your choice. And then we're going to bring it back down. You can either come down on the knee and move forwards, or you can try to bring the foot forwards and come down. So we're back into this low warrior 1. We're going to create some wings here. So we'll let them come forwards and back. And then we are turning towards the front leg. The opposite arm tucks in and the other one comes back. So we have a twist. We release out of this. Place the hands either side of the head, the rib cage and the pelvis. And then the hands are low down. We come up into a lunge if that's available. Then we're hopping the foot in. And we're trying now to do a low warrior 3. So we're bent and we're just taking the back leg off, bringing it back down, softly back down. The front leg then comes in and we take a rest. The arms are forwards if that's comfortable. If it's not, wherever you want them to be. And then we prepare for the other side. A downward dog, which we walk out. This time it will be the right leg. It bends, it can stay there, or it can lengthen up. Whichever you've chosen, you bring it down. The knee can come right down, or you can immediately take the foot through. The back knee comes down, and we have a low warrior 1, but we're creating wings this time. Then we're turning towards the front leg. The opposite arm just hooks in. The other one comes back. So we have this twist. We come back in. Touching the sides of the head, the rib cage, the pelvis, coming down. So the back toes curl under. We kind of hop in. We have our hands down and we're looking to take the weight into the front leg and just let the leg come up. So it's a very, very low warrior 3. That comes down. The knee comes down. The other leg comes back. Into a high child with extended arms. And then we're ready on this side. The pelvis coming to the right this time. circling. Allow this to come to stillness. And then the rib cage, right, down, side, up. Letting it settle. And then transitioning into arcs up and down. Coming out of this, letting the toes curl under if you want, or they could actually be released out. We support at the rib cage. The pelvis comes a little bit further forwards, the neck extends, the head stays lifted. And then we're into a high child. We will need the toes curled under this time. This is the one where we either stay rested on the forehead or we can rock through to the crown and back using the pelvis. Definitely integrates head, rib cage, and pelvis. The next time you're on the forehead, settle here. Let me come out of this. And I'm turning. You might need to turn on your mat for the last flow on hands and knees. So we're going to take the left leg. It comes out, the toes are forwards. We're coming up and we're staying with our motif today of bird wings. And we're going to let the arms come forwards and back with the rib cage. So as the arms come back, the rib cage forwards, arms forwards, rib cage back. When the arms are next out, we're going to tip. We can stay here, or we can try and balance and bend a leg. Some people might be able to take hold of that and balance in this way, but most might stay with this one or even try that one. So wherever you are, come back. The extended leg is then coming in. Now you have a choice. You can stay here or you can cross it behind the other. So it's really up to you. So either parallel or crossed. Whichever one you've chosen, just let the toes curl under and see if you can come up to a forward fold. So this might be parallel or crossed. Bend the knees and then gently, you will lose me out of the frame, come up. We're going to let the arms be wings. They're coming up over the head and then they're coming back down along the sides of the body. So you can stay here, or you might want to find a rise and a lower. rise and lower. One more. Rise and lower. Then we curl on down. You have a choice here. You can either bring this leg back and come down parallelly, or you can keep it there. Whichever one you're in, whether the legs are parallel or crossed, come into a child. So if you're crossed, you might be high. Some of you might be able to drop back a little bit. If you're in parallel, again, you might stay high, you might drop down. And then we'll flow it on the other side. So, right leg out. We're coming up to find the wings. And they're coming forwards and back. That's the back ribcage, forwards, forwards, arms, back ribcage. And settle with the arms out. Come to tip. So you might stay here. You might try to just bend the leg. If you can do that, you might try the balance. So you could be in this balance. You could be here. You could be here. Then the arm comes down. The other one comes back. The leg that's extended comes in, either parallel or crossing behind. The toes curl under, and we try to find a forward fold. To come up, we bend the legs. We slowly roll up. We're then finding wings that are going to sweep up over the head and back down by the side of the body. Again. Then you can either carry on with that, or you can bring in the rise as well. And lower as the arms come down. You have rise, lower. Last time, rising and lower. We bend, we roll down. We come down, we could immediately uncross, or if we do have a lot of flexibility in the knees, we could come down cross-legged. The weight can come back a little, it could come back a lot. If you're in parallel, which is this one again, the weight can come back a little, or it can come back a lot. If you still have crossed legs, come back to the hands, let the legs uncross. And then we're making our way down onto our front. In whatever way you like, we're resting the head on the hands and gently rolling the head from side to side. Then we're going to take that into nodding the head, so the chin draws a little towards the chest and releases. And then we're going to let the head be still. We're coming all the way down to the pelvis. If you slide one leg and then the other, it will move the pelvis. Then start to bring a raise into it. So you slide one leg, let it lift and lower. Then the other one. So you might need to bring the legs a little bit further apart. You might not. Let that settle. And see if you can let the pelvis rock side to side, creating fluidity in the body. Allowing that to ebb away. Bringing awareness into the belly, taking an in-breath, feeling the belly fill and allowing an out-breath. So in-breath and out-breath. In-breath and out. Taking the hands now either side of the rib cage. Come to a cheek that feels comfortable for your head. Taking an in-breath. Feel what happens to the rib cage. Allow the out-breath. In-breath. Out-breath. In-breath. And out-breath. I'm going to let the arms come into the low cobra or the Sphinx organization. I'm going to press through them. The weight will push down into the pelvis, will lengthen up through the neck and the head, and there will be a curve through the rib cage. Here, take the legs a little bit wider. Let the knees bend. Let the feet come together. And we're taking the feet now as close to the buttocks as they will go. And then we're taking them as far away as they will go, keeping the soles of the feet together. So buttocks further away, buttocks and further away. Gently release through one, through the other. We're going to find our way up through hands and knees and into a sitting position. So up to you whether your legs are crossed or whether they are straight. cradling the head lightly to the left. We release. I'm going to take a big arc to that side. Come back. We're taking the right arm onto the left knee. The other arm comes back. The back arm comes to the knee. The other arm slides forwards. We come back. We let the legs lengthen. I'll come back a little bit. And we'll let them roll in and out. And then a few slides. And then for our first flow in sitting. So finding your butterfly. And we're keeping the hands towards the feet. Anywhere on the feet that feels comfortable. Lengthening up through the spine. And then the knees lift a little bit so that we can rock one way, the other. Come back to the center. We're taking the left leg, either holding it on the lower leg, under the knee, or you could hold the foot. It depends. We're finding an extension. We're bringing that back. We're letting the leg lengthen. We're taking the arms out. We're going to bring them back and forward fold. We come up. Left hand to right knee. We twist. Right hand to left knee, and we twist. We come back, ready to start again in our butterfly. Knees up a little bit in order to rock one way, the other. We find an extension. So we're holding on somewhere on the leg that allows us to take it out to the side. Bring the other arm out as well. And we're bending that back, and then we are extending. We're rolling the shoulders back. We're extending the arm somewhere forward, folding that way. We come back up. We're going to take the right hand to the left leg. We take the left hand to the right leg. We come back. We have lengthened legs again. We'll have the leg slides. And then it rolls in and out. And you can either stay with your legs extended or you can bend. So we're doing the other side. Gently cradling the head, nest to the right. We're coming back. We're arcing over to that side. We are coming back. We're taking the left hand to the right knee and the right arm's coming right back behind. We bring that forward onto the knee and then the other arm reaches forwards. We slide that back in and we're into our last sitting flow. So the legs have extended. We're going to have a big mixing bowl sense. So the wooden spoon, imagine it in your hands. We're going to draw in the abdominals, come back a little bit, bend the elbows, and then reach out to the left, all the way around. So as you come back, draw in the abs, around, and again. Come back in, let the legs bend. So you can support here and extend. Some people might be able to hold the feet and extend. So find whichever your extension is. And then we bring that back in. The hands come behind and the spinal twist. Return. We place our hands so we could support through it. We can lift up through. If we want to go into the reverse table, we can. We don't have to. And then we're back down. We are balancing on the sitting bones. We're bringing the soles of the feet together. So we have a balanced butterfly. You can keep the feet low or you can bring them up a bit higher. It's up to you. If I go too high, I'll lose my face. So I come down a little bit and then we bring them right down and we come into a forward fold in the butterfly. We grow out of this, get ready to go again. Finding our mixing spoon. So this time to the right. We're going to go forwards this time. And then we're going to go around to the right. As we come back, we draw them in, suck into the abdominals, and then the other way. This time as you come back centrally, let support come somewhere on your legs, so under the knees, Shins, feet, whatever you need to take you into the wide balance. We bring that back. We have our spinal twist to the right first. So quite a lot of movement and balance through the pelvic nest. We support through hands and feet. We lift up through the rib cage. We either stay here or we come into the reverse table. We softly come back down, finding stable but mobile sitting bones. Finding our butterfly. So wherever your feet want to be, so they can be relatively low without touching the ground, but you can touch the ground if that's what's important for you. You could take them up higher. And then we do bring them down. And we come into a forward fold in the butterfly. And then softly back out. So we're going to briefly come down onto our back. We're going to just take the hands onto the pelvis. And I'm going to lift one side, lift the other. Let that settle. I'm going to take the hands onto the lower rib cage. Take an in-breath. Allow the out-breath. In-breath. Allow the out-breath. In-breath. Allow the out-breath. We're lacing the fingers together. We'll bring them underneath the back of the head. We're taking an elbow, it really doesn't matter which one. We're sliding it along the floor towards the pelvis and the rib cage, and then we're coming centrally. Then we're going the other way. So the elbow is kind of reaching down past the rib cage towards the pelvis. And we just come from side to side. The next time we're in the center, we're going to let the elbows come towards each other. The chin tucks in. And then as we open the elbows, the head lowers to the earth. So a few of these. Cradling the crow's nest. The next time the head is down, release the hands, let them come down by the sides of the body. Check that your feet are more or less underneath your knees, your legs are in parallel. And then we're going to push through the hands, through the feet, peel off the pelvis, then the lower back, then as much of the rib cage that will come up onto the shoulders. The weight then drops into the shoulders, the neck and the head. And then we soften down through the upper rib cage. I'm going to bring in the lower back and then the pelvis. So the pelvis is connected to the spine at the sacrum, and it's the sacrum you actually feel coming down. So again, so we push down through the limbs. This will lift up the pelvis, the lower back, as much of the rib cage that wants to. And then slowly bring that back down. We'll let the arms come about shoulder height in your own rhythm. Just let head go one way, knees the other. If you want it deeper, then the feet can come as wide as the mat to do this. So the nest twisting and turning. Then whichever one you're on, just settle there. Find a way to move from there onto your side. Whichever side you're on, give yourself a little rock here. Allowing the rock to dissipate. And then finding a slow, easy way back to a semi-sitting position. From the semi-sitting position up to your final sitting position, whatever that might be. Let the spine, in whatever position you've chosen, reach up and down simultaneously. Let the shoulders travel up to the ears and back down. A couple more times. Then taking the hands, just feeling round the nest of the pelvis. Then taking them up to the nest of head. And then around the nest of ribcage. Bringing the hands at the front, the rib cage, in prayer, connecting with the heart, closing your eyes, tuning into the internal sensations of the body, the tingles, the twitches, the temperature, the parts that feel easy, the ones that feel less comfortable. Maybe you can feel movement in your body created by your breath. The pulse of your body from the beat of the heart. And then softly opening eyes to the light. Feeling the air on your skin. Adding in colour, texture and shapes of your external world. The sounds in your room. Thank you very much. So, taking the time you need to come to more of a daily place. You could, if you wanted to, lie back down, rest for a while. So, thanking you very much